Okay, good. I want to be very audible. Hi. Yeah, as I already said, you might know me as one of the organizers of the Palestine encampment in front of Bundestag that was brutally evicted 2 weeks ago. Yeah, but I will be speaking about that a little bit later. But today I'm not standing here as like the organizer. Today I'm doing my actual job, which isn't what most people think is an actual job. So usually I'm an artist, and I haven't really been. Yay, art! We love it. And I haven't really been. So what's the job of an artist? You know, when like everything is on fire, what do we do? What we do is the job of the artist is to make the revolution irresistible. I read that. I don't remember whose quote that is, but it's such a beautiful quote, and I love it so much. And I have been terribly failing at my job since October, I have to say, because I've had no words for the insanity that has been going on, at least most of the time. But today I'll try and find some. And I brought a couple of texts for you. One of them is by a Palestinian writer. So that's from a writer from Gaza that I brought for you. But first I'm going to read a piece from when I was forced to write something, because I had this like long-standing project, and basically after October sort of my brain shut off, and like everything that was before was just completely irrelevant. But obviously that's not quite how the world works. So I still had like engagements and shit, and I had stuff that was planned. That I had to produce material for and like do stuff for, and then I was just always sitting there like, what the fuck do I care about like this event when there's people dying? What do you mean? I kind of have to go and like speak in this. But you know, what do? You then you try and make the revolution irresistible. So this is a text I wrote in February, and like Jacob, I can't see her right now because of the lights. Jacob, who was speaking earlier with like the Congo flag and the European flag, this one references sort of specific numbers that I decided to not update them. So this is from early February, and the piece is called "What Is Left." What could possibly go right? After 111 days, 16 years, 8 decades, 5 centuries, what could possibly go right? Go right, go right, go right, go and leave behind what must be left behind. What is right? When we offer up our hopes at the altar of a former slave city, when we allow the traitors and the killers to rule the world, once chains wrapped around necks, now fire raining from the sky. What is right in a world where the worst can be justified? They inflict suffering and they bring it home because the only conclusion of destruction is more destruction. A beast will always turn inwards because it can never be satisfied, never satiated, always looking, searching, leering for more blood, more blood. And when they have finally succeeded in breaking not only the other but your ownership, you claim ownership over the violence you inflicted instead of, as they say, sitting down and shutting the fuck up forever. If a minute of silence is needed for the past, the present demands no one ever utter a word again. You may not tell me what grief is. Tell me what responsibility is. Tell me what pain is, what my pain is. What shape my pain may take, you control even the grave, even the ash and dust while their blood is flowing still. There are some that would rather eat the world alive than sit in a bus with one they deem less. And there are some who translate that, deflate, debate, narrate, orchestrate, decorate, recreate, obfuscate that, Sweeten it with the honeys of ifs and buts, but there cannot be two sides. Overturn the tables of those who dine on others' flesh or continue to shovel children's bodies into their gaping mouths. Feed those whose stomachs are graveyards of populations or those whose stomachs have been made deserts for generations. We sit in a silence they cannot afford. Allo sotkom. Blessed and bleeding in our rage, we rise. Buried and besieged in our rage, we rise. Beaten and bombarded in our rage, we rise. Allo sotkom. You cannot feed a whole generation tales of resistance and expect to grow obedience. We refuse. We refuse to go right along where you want us to. We refuse to go right where the current of violence sweeps us. We refuse to go right where silence drowns us. We will go right. Back to the principle. We are all of this earth, and to it we will return. We will sow. Olive trees where your weapons were built, we will grow. Families where your fear was born, we will know. Truth where your lies ran rampant. Even if you try to wipe us from the face of the earth, we will fight. Even if victory seems far, we will fight. Even if fear clouds your ears, we will fight. Even if you rip us apart, we will carry our grief, but we refuse to carry your guilt. We have enough of our own. Is it not enough to be unable to prevent the horror day after day after day? I used to write horror stories. Scenarios of clawed demons chasing overpowered, terrified humans, magic, and paranormal forces taking over, not knowing your body anymore, not knowing if you even have one. I liked horror better when it lived between the pages of a book. But hasn't it always been this way? 500 years of resistance. Maybe it is me who only just now woke up. How do you handle the grief of sleep? I want to wrap myself in blankets and drown in the unknown, but wake must come. We must build what we want to see. It is closer than we think, closer always than they will let us believe. They tell you it must be this way. They tell you some must die and you cannot let it be a tale. We are the elephant chained by a paperweight, and our fear of breaking it. We are the elephant in the room forever looming, and if you do not have enough rage, come drink from the ocean of ours. What is the violence of the umbrella against the violence of the storm? You do not have to finish the task, nor are you free to abandon it, but the task must have us believe that freedom is a lifetime away, ever impossible within it. Steter Tropfen glaubt auch nicht, dass den Stein höhlt, bis der Damm bricht. Lass uns ein einziges Mal ausbrechen, statt einbrechen. And if your heart is broken, let it radicalize you. And if your heart is still intact, let us break it. Aus den Trümmern das Paradies. Break your shell, break your obedience, break your fear, break your silence of lies and manipulation. My pen is the truth. What does it mean that children must speak into a cold lens in a second language, hoping somehow they will be innocent enough for those in power thousands of miles away? It means we have failed. We need to stop failing. Justice, liberty, freedom is all we ask, is everything we ask. And maybe we will fail again tomorrow, but maybe we will not. So that our dreams may become reality, we must wake. But darling, first, we must dream. Thank you. The next piece is from AlHamra, who's a writer from Gaza who writes, who didn't used to write poetry before October 7th, and now she does, and she has a Telegram channel. And she's actually still alive. So you can follow her Telegram channel and read her writing. And this is translated by Julia Wisosko. I don't know how to pronounce that name. And it's called When the War Parts. When the war parts, I won't be the same. Might become a closet or a bed, a gas canister, a rug, a library, a giant lap, one long embrace. When the war parts, I won't find a grave to visit, for the road itself will be the graveyard. There will be no flowers to lay, as they too will have died. No palms on graves, and no graves either. I will stumble on a head here, a foot there, a friend's face on the ground, his bag carrying crumbs for the little ones. Scattered eyes, I'll see them everywhere. And a heart that has gotten lost, panting, will settle on my shoulder, and I'll walk it through the rubble, this broken stone with which we were killed. No history book said how to prepare for the long war. No class taught to pitch a tent on the side of the road. No math teacher said that the corner fits 10 people. No religion class revealed. Children also die. Also rise. As a butterfly, a bird, a star. I hated chalk once, and the morning lineup too, but loved to pause in an opening line, stroll through the eastern line, lose myself in the city perched on twin trees. But I am outside any city I know. Outside all place and ejected from time to the dimension of Reze, to ask, what has happened, what is happening? What is the name of our street? Have any of you seen our street, our house? Do the neighborhoods still know each other? Can the city recognize us? Can my mother? Is the sea counting the victims? Does the sun rise to shield the bodies in the streets? Can the merchants afford heaven? Will these bodies sprout tall buildings that bear their names? Their names, will we know them all? My aunts, will they fathom the catastrophe? The house, was it really our house? Does the soldier sleep at night? My throat is swollen from words without remedy. But bait, this line, home. Yeah, so as was said, I was one of the main organizers of the camp in front of the Bundestag, and it was very funny. In the last week we were there, that was about when exactly when the student encampments in the U.S. started, popping up and popping off, and weirdly, suddenly we got a lot of questions from journalists being like, "So, do you see yourself in line with the student encampments?" And it was kind of like, we've been here before them. So they are actually copying us. Sorry, I have not had enough water. And then we got evicted because Germany was like, "Ooh, no, can't have that. Global intifada, ooh, no." And I actually, got beaten up a bit, and you can still see the marks. But they are a badge of honor at this point, because if right now you're still the German state still likes you, you need to reconsider what you're doing. And I really wanna echo the call just of escalation. They evicted us, but they can't silence us, and they can't stop us, and they can't stop the global solidarity movement. And, if they evict one camp, we'll build 3 new ones. And I need all of you to build this with me. And I need all of you to go out and to do what you've been doing, and then to take that up 10 notches. We've been doing mass marches for months and months. And I love the mass marches, and we need to take it into every second of our day, to every place. Bring it into your working place. Bring it if you're. We had a trade unionist earlier. If you're in a union, bring it up in the union. If you're not in a union and you're a worker, join a union. If you're a student, bring it to your university. I feel like for weeks I've been going around kind of like trying to radicalize people. And I get people coming to me like, I really love what you did, but like we're just 20 people. Let me tell you, we organized that camp with less. So if you're 20 people, do it. Do it. We have all the tools we need for the revolution. We just need to. We need to stop being afraid, and we need to actually dare to take the power into our hands. This country is so obedient. There'll be like a mass march against AfD and Nazis, but don't step on the grass. So fucking break that obedience. And if you need permission from someone, if you need like just one last bit of encouragement to take that step, please take it from me. Go and do the thing. Escalate. We need mass civil disobedience. It's been an ongoing fucking genocide for fucking 7 months. And they complain about some fucking trampled grass. Fuck that! Fuck that! You know? Fuck Zionists' feelings. And fuck Germans' feelings, because that's what Germany really cares about most, is their own fucking feelings. And yeah, fucking escalate, you know? I was... Earlier today, I was kind of like, oh, what do I wear for the performance? And this outfit is actually exactly down to the lipstick. The outfit I wore when I was performing in Palestine last summer, because I had the great honor and pleasure to visit Palestine last summer. And you know, I had an Israeli soldier's like machine gun in my face, and it's, you know, not exactly fun, but there is a truth that the colonizer is always the one who is anxious, always the one who is angry and unsettled, because he knows he is on colonized land and he knows all empires will fall. And these pants were made in Gaza. And it fucking breaks my heart. So Gaza has always been like a place of very skilled weavers. I'll be quick. And to have something, to hold something that was made, that was passed through hands in Gaza is very dear to me. And it's a reminder that like they're fucking people. They're fucking people, and Gaza is just a fucking place, and it's someone's fucking hometown, and there's someone's kindergarten, and there's someone's school, and there's someone like got married there, and it's deeply, deeply human. And the last thing I want to say is that, you know, we're like watching a live stream genocide. We're watching the invasion of Rafah, and it's always coldest right before dawn. So what we're not allowed to lose is hope. And when I came back from Palestine, I wrote this poem in September, which, looking back, what a time. And it's about hope. And it's in German and Arabic, so if you speak neither of those languages, just enjoy the rhythm. I guess. It's called Bukra ya binti. Bukra ya binti. Wird sich der Nebel lüften, werden die Knospen der Blumen den Winter vertreiben. Bukra ya binti. Wird das Leben wieder Gewicht tragen, werden sich die Sonnenstrahlen um deine Schultern legen wie warme Hände. Bukra ya binti wird dein Herz zu dir zurückkehren, sich in deinen Schoß betten und dir von seiner Wanderschaft berichten. Bukra ya binti werden wir unsere Stimmen an die Hand nehmen und erzählen von ausgefochtenen Kämpfen und was dabei vergossen. Bukra ya Binti werden die Worte fließen, den Damm in deiner Kehle niederreißen. Bukra ya Binti wird fließen, was fließen muss, bis der Schmerz mit jedem Erwachen verblasst, bis wieder Platz ist in deiner Brust. Bukra ya Binti werden wir gemeinsam singen, tanzen im Aprikosenmeer. Bukra ya Binti. Bukra. Dankeschön. Thank you. If you want help organizing a camp, come find me. Also, I'm terrible at self-promotion, but this is a poetry book I printed. If you want that, also come find me. And free Palestine!